This must be condemned in its all entirety, not at all.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is a very important video actually. There's a very dangerous voice note circulating different platforms calling for Igbos to unalive Igbo Muslims in the East. Let me just play a part of the voice note for you.
Because message ya wasaya na Igbo niile. Aya ebido kubuwe no. Ya kubuwe onye Igbo ọbụla. Enwe na onye ụka ka ọ bụ Christian man ka ọ bụ. Mecha chegharịa sị na ya chegharịgbo n'ọlakụba ka ọ ya abụ. Rụsịa nwunye ya, chejie nwunye ya bụrụ Muslim. Mụtasị ụmụ na ụmụ ya niile otinye ha Muslim. Na-ekpokonyosi ndị be anyị na-alụsịa ndị Fulani ego na-eke ndị be anyị aja niile na-agwọkọrọ n'ala. O nwere nke nkara itinye voice message ebe ọ na-akụziri ha ihe alakụba ahụ ihe ominu n'Igbo. Ma ọ bụ ihe ominu ma ọ bụrụ ihe ominu nna that religion is very dangerous. Isi ọzọ ka isi na Catholic bụ Anglican. Isi ọzọ ka isi na Anglican baa na Catholic. Isi ezido ka isi na Anglican baa na Sabbath. Isi ezido ka isi na ya wee baa na other spiritual church niile nwere n'ala Igbo bụ Christian. O nwezi nke kwelu n'ọzi ndị Hausa bizie gị ego unu na-eke ndị be anyị obere ego na Islamize ha to Igbo Muslim. And ndị niile anụnwa especially n'Enugu steeti ọ ha na-akpọghọtasịzi Fulani na-edebere ndị Fulani egbe maka ha chara na-awụgozi the same religion ahụ ọ ha nwere anaghọtazi Fulani. Ihe gbasara Muslim na anyị agwa ọkụkọ n'ala Igbo ma Biafra abịarọ anyị edikiri akwa war against these people nkụgbu ka anyị akụgbu ha ihe dị ka ụdị ndị ana m ekwe ka o si wee dum ndị mụsịrị ụmụ nụta nwaanyị n'Enugu na-enyewodo ụmụ ha nri maka ego Fulani na-enyezi ha Kristian nwa na ha nọkwaziri ya wee sịkwazi na alakụba nna nke akwa problem anyị ekwe ka anyị ya n'ala Igbo anyị ekwekwa na ka anyị ya nụ problem ahụ ihe ahụkwa nnukwu problem ka ọ bụ ihe ahụkwa serious problem ka ọ bụ ya kwesịrị enwude onye Igbo ọbụla sikwazi na Muslim ka ọ na-ebe akpụrụ ya baa n'ime ọfịa si ekwukwa n'ihe gbuo ọjọsọ akpụrụ ya na-ekpogbu ihe ebe ahụ because ndị a na-emerụ anyị.
For those of us that don't understand what he said, he's basically calling for Igbos to unalive any Igbo Muslim that they find, no matter where they find them, and that they should do it swiftly, without hesitation. He also says that he believes that Igbo Muslims are being paid to propagate Islam in Igbo land. And I don't understand why some Igbos have this narrative actually. Igbo Muslims have been existing in Igbo land for centuries and they've never caused any violence and they've remained peaceful. So I don't understand why this intolerant behavior towards Igbo Muslims. This is so wrong. I'm calling on all authorities, the security authority, DSS, please, you guys should look into this because this is becoming so serious. And a lot of Igbo Muslim ladies have reached out to me fearing for their life, feeling like they need to relocate out of Igbo land. When did this start being allowed to perpetrate violence against Igbo Muslims? This is so unfair actually, and I believe that it should not be allowed to happen. Please let us look into this seriously. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, for those who really understand the Igbos, you hear what was being said in that audio video or the audio recording or so. Of course, this is what we have been telling everybody. If you see something, say it. If there's anything going wrong, everybody must come out and reject that. It must not be allowed to happen, irrespective of what is happening anywhere. Nobody has right to tell anybody to say, oh, this is the religion you are going to follow, this and that. For that voice note, if really that was what's being said, or that was what was being said, it is very, very wrong. In its entirety, nobody has right to do that. People now know the truth. People now know what to go with and not what to go with. You don't have the right to tell anybody where to worship or whatever. Not talk of you want to take somebody else's life. No. It is not going to be allowed. These are the things we are talking about. Anybody that does anything that is right, person should be, commended. But if somebody does the opposite, the person should be called as and dealt with appropriately by law. So nobody has right to say, oh, some Igbos are being, the Muslims, the Igbo Muslim. No, 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 no. If that is what they want, so be it. In as much nobody crosses other people's path, don't infringe on anybody's right. So we don't buy it if it is true. But if this has been happening in the north too, these are the things that people have been calling out. So they need to get to the root of that voice note, where it's coming from. Who has the right to be doing that? No, if anybody wants to practice Muslim, if you want to practice Islam, if that is what is good for you, if it's going to favor you, fine. But what people will not want is that they want to try to impose or to try to coerce people, forcing them to accept what they don't want to accept. And nobody has rights to go after anybody, whether you are a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, whether Igbo, whosoever. Nobody has rights. That is why Nigeria is a secular, the way it ought to be originally. It ought to be a secular state, but in reality we see different things. We are all experiencing different things, and that is how it ought to be. Everybody should be allowed to practice his or her own religion, and nobody should infringe on anybody's right. Anybody from anywhere can practice anything. So I don't subscribe to that. That is nonsense. You have no right to take somebody else's life, or to say me they go buy person. No, nobody has that right. In as much you are condemning people who are doing it from the other side, also what is good for the goose is also good for the ganders. You have no right to tell anybody where to go and where not to go. That is it. Who to serve, who not to serve. So that is it. Unfortunately, we have a government that is so docile. They pay attention to what is not important. So guys, let's say your opinion and have your take on this.